Hey everyone, so you know how sometimes you just pick up a book and it completely shifts how you see yourself and the world? Well, for me, that book was Dr. Steve Peters' The Chimp Paradox. It's not just another self-help book, it's a deep dive into how our minds actually work, offering this incredibly practical framework that's helped everyone from elite athletes to senior managers. I picked it up because I found myself often behaving irrationally or getting consumed by self-doubt, and this book promised to untangle all the chaos in my head. And let me tell you, it delivered. Imagine this: Dr. Peters introduces us to this brilliant idea that we actually have three separate, often conflicting brains inside our heads. It's a simplified scientific model, but it makes so much sense. He calls them the human, the chimp, and the computer. It's like having a tiny bustling psychological universe right there between your ears. First off, there's the human. This is you, the rational, logical, truth-seeking part of your mind that strives for self-fulfillment and wants to live by ethical principles and create harmony. The human works with facts, wants justice, and tries to keep things in perspective. Then there's the chimp, and oh boy, this is where things get interesting. The chimp is your emotional machine living in your limbic system, and it thinks independently from you. It's not good or bad, it's just a chimp, an impulsive, irrational, sometimes paranoid being that operates purely on feelings and impressions. Dr. Peters calls it the chimp paradox because it can be your best friend and your worst enemy, sometimes even at the same time. This chimp is powerful. In fact, the book suggests it's about 5 times stronger than your human self, and it acts much quicker. Ever found yourself saying or doing something in the heat of the moment that you immediately regret? That's your chimp hijacking you. The chimp's main agenda is survival and perpetuating the species, driven by instincts like the fight, flight, or freeze-fight response, and powerful urges like sex, food, and territory. It believes it's still in the jungle, constantly vigilant for danger. And finally, we have the computer. This is like your brain's hard drive, a storage area that thinks and acts automatically based on programmed thoughts and behaviors. It's incredibly fast, about 20 times quicker than the human and 4 times quicker than the chimp. The human and chimp both input information into the computer, creating what Dr. Peters calls autopotals, which are helpful and constructive programs, and gremlins, which are unhelpful and destructive ones. There are even goblins, which are deeply hardwired, often from early childhood, making them very difficult to remove. The computer also contains your stone of life, which holds your fundamental truths of life, like life is not fair or there are no guarantees, your values, and your deepest life force or purpose. And on top of that, it shapes your mindset, how you see yourself, others, and the world. The core message of the chimp paradox is that you're not responsible for the nature of your chimp, but you're absolutely responsible for managing it. Willpower won't cut it against a chimp that's 5 times stronger. So how do you do it? Dr. Peters gives us practical strategies. One key is to nurture your chimp first, like a pet. If its needs are met, things like feeling secure, having its territorial drives acknowledged, or even getting praise and recognition, it's less likely to act out. He then moves to managing the chimp through a 3-step process: exercise, box, and bananas. Exercising the chimp means letting it express its emotions, no matter how irrational. In a safe space, think of it as a fenced compound, not a supermarket. Once it's expressed itself, you can then box the chimp by using facts, truth, and logic to reason with it. This is about presenting reality to your emotional chimp, helping it understand that its catastrophic thinking might be out of perspective. Finally, feeding it bananas involves distractions or rewards. Need to get something done? Promise your chimp a treat afterward, and it might just give you the motivation you need. Now, developing the human is about finding your purpose, engaging in intellectual challenges, and seeking genuine satisfaction. And for the computer, it's crucial to replace those negative gremlins with positive autopotals. So, if you catch yourself thinking, "I should always be on time," which is a rigid gremlin, you can replace it with, "I could be on time whenever possible, but it's not the end of the world if I'm not." This subtle change in language can dramatically shift your emotional response. I often get asked, why do I sometimes become so irrational in my thinking? Well, the book makes it clear it's not you thinking, it's your chimp taking over. The chimp lives by emotion, making guesses and assumptions, whereas the human seeks facts and truth. The key is to recognize when your chimp is in charge and then intervene. Another common question is, why do we worry so much about what others think? This Dr. Peters explains, often comes from your chimp's powerful troop drive. In the jungle, being accepted by the troop meant survival. Our inner chimp still operates this way, constantly seeking approval and trying to impress everyone. But the human needs to set boundaries, understanding that not everyone is in your inner troop and their opinions shouldn't dictate your worth. And what about stress? Why does it feel so overwhelming, especially instant stress? Stress is actually a healthy, natural reaction that tells you something is wrong and needs addressing. Your chimp, operating on its FEF response, can turn trivial situations into catastrophic events because it perceives danger, but the book teaches us to proactively manage it. When stress hits, the technique involves a mental pause button to slow down your chimp. Then, taking a helicopter view to gain perspective, realizing how insignificant the situation might be in the grand scheme of your life. Then, you create a plan and activate your human self to deal with it constructively. The book extends these principles to all areas of life, painting a picture of a psychological universe where each planet and moon represents a different area, from understanding others and choosing your troop or support network, to communicating effectively and planning for success and happiness in relationships. The biggest takeaway is recognizing that others also have a chimp and a human. Many conflicts arise from our chimps interacting. The book emphasizes having realistic expectations of people, understanding their limitations, and focusing on building bridges without demanding reciprocation. Remember the 1 in 5 rule: one person will love you, one will dislike you, and 3 will be balanced. So don't sweat the haters, focus on those who truly support you. When it comes to success, Dr. Peters differentiates between a dream, something not fully under your control, like winning a race, and a goal, something you can achieve, like training regularly. He encourages us to aim for the stars, not the moon, with our dreams, setting challenging but achievable goals. The book introduces the core principle for success: commitment, ownership, responsibility, and excellence. It also advocates for a carrot and no stick approach, using rewards and encouragement rather than self-punishment or blame. The chimp paradox is a game changer because it gives you a language and a framework to understand your own mind's inner workings. It helps you realize that those frustrating, irrational moments aren't you failing, but rather your chimp taking the wheel. By understanding this, you can stop beating yourself up and instead focus your energy on managing your chimp and rewiring your computer with autopilotals. My biggest recommendation: start with the suggested exercises at the end of each chapter. Things like keeping a development time logbook, identifying your gremlins, clarifying your stone of life, and really defining your troop are incredibly powerful. This book genuinely helps you to choose your emotions, build confidence, and cultivate security. It empowers you to live a life where you are the authentic human you want to be, rather than being hijacked by your chimp. It's about taking responsibility for your mental well-being, accepting what you cannot change, and proactively shaping the life you desire. And remember, as Dr. Peters wisely puts it, you always have a choice. The choices you make and how you choose to deal with life will determine your success and happiness. It truly is a journey to self-discovery, allowing your inner sun of self-fulfillment to shine. So go ahead, give it a read, and start managing that chimp.